Hello all. So this is where we're going to show few other options of NetCat. This is the continuation of the previous video where we were showing the basic features of NetCat. So far what I've seen is we've seen how to open a client, open a server and connect from a client using NetCat. How you can do a chatting application kind of thing. You can communication through from the two different boxes using NetCat. Third is how you can transfer files from client to server and server to client using NetCat. And we have seen how you can get a commercial access using NetCat from client to server or the other way, right? Now here we're going to show two more options on this video. One is port scanning and one is called panogramming. So let's see how it works. So port scanning is actually nothing but I want to find out how many ports are opened on the remote box, and then what kind of services are running there. Now for that we use a specific option called dash Z because this is a zero IO mode option. And what does that mean is basically when you use this option, it doesn't send any data, extra data. It just simply connects to the port and then closes the connection if the connection gets successful. So basically, it is a faster way of determining whether the port is open or not, unlike doing a normal netcat. So what I can do is, suppose if I want to scan this Windows box from this Linux box, I can do verbose mode with a Z, and I can specify the IP address and what range of port I want to scan. Suppose I want to scan port range 1 to 10,000. So I simply type that. So let's see what happens. So basically it is scanning now and it shows me these are the ports opened and it figures out different ports and different services running and what kind of services they are running. So for example, this box has a port 80 and port 443 open as well, right? So this is how you do a port scanning with an option called dash Z, right? And this faster. Unlike doing other one. The other way to do it actually is time mode. So you do one thing instead of Z, you say that what, okay, do a portal scanning, but make sure you W stands for uh, wait, and this is one. So it will wait for only 1 second, and then it will move on to the next one. So basically, you are setting up the time, how long it's gonna. It should wait for that specific port. I can do that, but the problem is these things are a little slower than the previous option. So that's why it's always recommended that you use the dash C option and which will be faster and more efficient. You can see that by this it's already slow because if I would have used this by this time, I would have got the responses. See, right? Yeah. So this is how to port scanning. Now going forward to the next option is called banner grabbing. Banner grabbing is a technique using which you try to figure out what servers a server is running on the remote box. For example, if I have a site called WeekendSecurity.org, which is a website, so definitely it is having a web server, right, which is hosting this application. So I want to figure out what kind of web server it is running. So how do you do that? So that's where you can do first you to connect to the remote box, and since my I want to fingerprint the figure out the what is the web server. So obviously I connect to port 80 because I know port 80 is hosting the server, and then if it gets successfully connected, then I'll simulate a GET request. If you're familiar with how HTTP works, you can figure it out. And I don't bother if the request is crafted correctly or right or wrong. But I was interested in the head section where you have the server tag. So from here you can figure it out. Okay, you know what? This application is running fetch server. Now, there is a catch is that this can be manipulated on the server side. If people know how to harden the web server, they can play with this and they can either hide or they can change this content. And most of the cases, by default, this shows you the default value of the server. So you'll get the server tag. So just to repeat the option, what you do first, you connect to the server on port 80, and once it's get connected, you try to simulate any of the HTTP request. It could be either GET or HEAD, and with HTTP and version of HTTP. Okay, just got delayed. Okay, it's timed out actually. So this is something. This is the wrong. No, sorry, a different. So you have to do it really fast, and it's a case sensitive. So basically, you can see the server is right. So this is for this video, and I hope you liked it. And as I mentioned, please provide us feedback and suggest topics which you are interested, and obviously we'll take it forward. Thank you for watching, and have a great weekend. Bye.